to our next speaker, which is Mr. Parag Shah. Mr. Parag Shah is a chartered financial analyst and has cleared level 2 of the Chartered Market Technician Examination CMT. Currently, he is working as a senior equity research analyst for Edelweiss Broking Limited. He primarily serves HNI, Ultra HNI, and wealth clients. Having been in the stock markets for about 2 decades, he is one of the very few people to have seen three market cycles of boom and bust. He is an astute user of P&F charts and is associated with Definit for almost 2 years. He aspires to become a successful trader and portfolio manager. He will be speaking on trading multi year or consolidation breakouts. This session will be moderated by Mr. P. Krishnakumar. Over to you, sir.
Before we start, I would like to thank each and every one of you for giving me this opportunity to present my ideas in front of such a big audience. And it is really an honor that not more than 2 years ago, I was just a mere student trying to learn the basics of quantum figures and everything. And today here I am presenting an idea in front of all of you learned people. So just to give a brief background about myself, I am a chartered financial analyst. So I'm a CFA charter holder, and I have also completed my CMT level 2 examinations. My journey in the stock market began at a very young age when I started assisting my father, who was a sub broker. So my journey in the stock market began in the year 1999.
Okay.
And my interest in technical analysis became very profound only after the crash in 2008, where I lost a good amount of capital.
Okay.
And the basic premise of taking technical analysis as a method of analysis was that it was very simple. All you had to do is look at charts, not too much of data.
Yep.
And it was like anybody could do it. So that's how my inclination towards technical analysis started. And I started getting deeper and deeper and started reading books and all sort of things. And I have been practicing quantum figure charts since say about 2 years now.
Okay.
And you'll be very surprised that I don't look at candlestick charts that often.
Oh wow. Okay.
And being so currently I am working with Edelweiss Broking in the wealth management team. I'm a part of the equity research team and the economy team as a chief strategist. And we basically primarily cater to clients like HNIs or ultra HNIs or all wealth clients. So basically they are somewhere in the net worth of 200 crores or above. And so to in order to cater them, they are not those sort of clients that you will see trading more often. Their insight and their approach towards the market is very different.
Okay.
And I am a very avid cricket follower, like AP sir. So you will see quite a few anecdotes that I use in my presentation are from the cricketing world.
But how does the affinity to cricket help you in stock market? Is there any connect there, or is it just an aside that you were mentioning about?
There is a very big connect. There is a very big connect. Having been a sportsman throughout my entire educational career,
Okay.
Sport is something which will teach you discipline.
Okay.
Okay, it will teach you that there is going to be a rough patch, like every individual goes through.
Yeah.
And it will teach you how to manage that and how to come out of it. You just have to keep doing the things that you're doing it. Okay, consistency is the key that each and every sport teaches you.
So by bad patch, you mean probably in trading terms, the drawdowns, right?
Yeah, drawdown. Yeah. As simple as a drawdown, as simple as stop losses getting triggered, as simple as the current market that you're facing in the mid cap stocks.
Right. So, Parag, I wanted to ask you something. Given that you have a strong fundamental background, having a CFA charter, what made you get interested in technical analysis? What made you pursue CMT? Because both of them are diametrically opposite in terms of approach to stock or investment selection, isn't it?
Yes. So I'll tell you a very, I'll tell you in a very short line. So fundamental analysis will always tell you the whys, but
Okay.
it can never tell you the whens.
Okay.
And that is where technical analysis and momentum trading is so handy. So I can tell you that, I can tell you a stock to buy that. I can tell you that, you can buy SBI at current levels. It's trading at a price to book value of less than 1.
Correct.
But having said that, if you buy now and probably sit through it for a year and the stock does nothing, the valuations are not going to change.
Correct.
But it can impact the return on investment that you're doing.
Right.
So I try to marry both the fundamentals and the technicals.
Okay. So, so will I be right in saying that if there is a technical trigger, do you also look at the fundamentals of that particular stock before recommending or taking next course of action? Is that a fair enough assumption to make?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and to a great extent, the sectoral studies also, help a lot.
Okay.
We will be covering that part also in my presentation
Oh, wow.
when we go forward.
So, what is the main crux of the presentation today, Parag?
Yeah, so before we begin with the presentation as such, the entire aspect of technical analysis is revolved on or is based on 3 pillars: the price, the time, and the volume.
Okay.
So what we do in Point and Figure and Renko is that we focus only on one pillar of the technical analysis world, that is the price.
Correct.
The other two are not ignored, or basically Point and Figure does not follow that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marry time and price, and
Okay.
also to a certain extent volume,
Okay.
and devise a strategy around this. So the entire presentation, the strategy, name of the strategy is trading the multi-year breakouts
Okay.
and consolidation breakouts. So there are two strategies. One is a multi-year breakout strategy and one is a consolidation strategy. And they both tend to complement each other a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is there a lot of overlap between these two strategies?
So all consolidation breakouts
Okay.
could be multi-year breakouts.
Okay.
Okay, we can subset that in that manner.
Right.
Okay, so now when we begin with the presentation,
Okay.
so this
Sorry to
is
interrupt,
what we are.
Parag. Sorry to interrupt, but before getting into the strategy, what made you come up with this strategy in the first place? Obviously, having done so many courses, having spoken at so many courses, and I normally what I feel is there is always some requirement or urge in your mind which acts as a spark for some strategy, isn't it? So I'm just trying to understand what made you really develop this kind of a strategy. What was the basic requirement or thought process or idea behind this?
Okay, so I would just like to go back in time a little bit, and I started my journey as a day trader. And when you do a day trading thing, it's kind of so stressful that after 3:30 you are not in a position to do anything at all. And you make money, but you don't make wealth in that kind of a thing.
Okay.
And I always wanted to become a portfolio manager. I always aspired to become a portfolio manager
Mm-hmm.
because that is what was the driving force behind me of getting into the stock market. I wanted to create wealth. And as they say, wealth cannot be created in a day. You
Right.
have to look at a little long-term horizon for the money to develop or to build.
Okay.
Also, having catering to wealth clients for a long time and HNIs and ultra HNIs, I understood one thing, that all these people have made money over a period of time, not in a
Okay.
very short term. They have not made a quick buck. They have made money by sitting onto a position or pyramiding a position. So that's when you tend to look at a bigger picture. You're forced to
Okay.
look at a bigger picture. So this is what drew towards looking at a slightly longer term perspective of thinking. Also, when you look at a very longer term perspective, or probably a medium term perspective, you don't have to bother about the day in and day out movements. All you
Right.
have to do is just open a chart, look at the levels, and that's it. Once you look at a level for a long term point of view, you don't have to look at the levels again and again. You don't keep on revisiting again and again. So it becomes a tedious, it becomes a very simple task for you to manage positions also.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
this
let's
is
get
what the
into
main
the.
inclination was. Sorry.
So sorry, yeah, let's get into the strategy as such. I'm getting very excited about the strategy that you have. So let's get started.
Yeah, so these are the strategies, these are the points that we are going to cover basically. Firstly, I'll just begin with the introduction of the multi-top breakout strategy.
Okay.
We will also get into the psychology of the multi-top breakout. This is a very interesting aspect and it's very close to my heart as well.
Okay.
And then we go about, identifying the multi-top setup,
Okay.
and the same with the consolidation breakout strategies as well. And towards the end, we come to the scanning and the trading rules part, and also we'll see some examples, on the way.
Okay. So basically, what you're trying to say is this strategy, we can develop a scanner and screen for the qualifying candidates, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
will share the scanners also.
Wonderful. Yep.
Okay. So what is exactly a multi-top or a multi-year breakout strategy? So basically, this strategy revolves around the thesis that a stock having broken out of a major top and trading the follow through of that top.
Okay.
So basically, when there is a top and the stock, there is a top because the stock was seen a pause in momentum or there was some change. That is where a top is formed. And when
Okay.
there is a breakout after that top,
Okay.
you take the follow through of the top. Also, the more the number of tops that are formed and the higher the breakout gives a more thrust and a more conviction of the rally ahead.
So this multi-top breakout, you're talking about number of highs being formed in a particular zone, right? We are not talking about the time element here, isn't it? It could be over
Yeah,
2 years, 1 year, 6 months, doesn't matter.
yeah, it does matter.
Okay.
It does matter. We will marry time also into this concept. The same thing that you're talking. Like for example, I'll tell you a 3 month top breakout and a
Okay.
10-year top breakout.
Right.
A 10-year top breakout will have more conviction and more thrust in it than a 3 month breakout.
Okay. No, my
So we
question
will
was
marry
when
time
you're
into
talking about
this.
multi-top strategy, what are we exactly referring to? Meaning there are a lot of highs formed in a particular zone spread across n number of months or years. What is it? What is the qualifying criteria like?
Yes. So we will come to it on the next slide.
Oh, acha, okay.
And before we come to the what is a top or what is a multi-top, let's understand the psychology of how a multi-top breakout setup is happened over a period of time. So the first top is created when people are stuck. Let us say, for example, an X stock was trading at 100. From 100, it rallied to 150. And at 150, people got stuck in that stock, and the stock never gave a breakout or a follow through above 150, and it
Okay.
came down. So what happens when the stock comes down? The person who is stuck at 150 will only hope that if at all there is again a 150 on the screen, I will sell my holding and get away with a no profit, no loss situation.
Yeah.
But what happens is that 150 is never coming sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
So once there is a certain time that has passed, and then you see that the levels of 150 approaching on the screen, what you feel is that this time let us wait, or probably it could cross more and I could get some money out of it.
Right.
What happens is there is again a supply in the market at that level, and again the stock falls down.
Hmm.
Now, when the third time the same instance has occurred, that individual or the person who is getting stuck at 150 is not going to wait for 150 also. He will probably exit at 140 or 145.
Right.
Because he has seen that fear, that fear is there in his mind that again at that selling pressure will kick in, and again then I will get out of that stock. I will not
So
get an
more the
opportunity
time
to exit.
goes on, greater will be the urge to bail out at whatever levels that is possible, right?
Yes. And when there is a breakout from this kind of a strategy, there is very less participation,
Okay. But
because
why do you say that?
people in their hindsight have always seen that no, when I participated in this stock at this level, I got stuck. And I got
Yeah.
stuck for a very long time. I don't want to participate now.
Hmm.
It is only when there is a considerable rally
Okay.
that fear of participation becomes FOMO.
Hmm. Right.
So this is the entire psychology behind a multi-year top breakout.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So now when we talk about multi-year breakouts or multi-year top breakouts, what is a multi-year top breakout and what top is important?
Okay.
How do you identify that?
Hmm.
Is the question that comes to you.
Yeah.
So for me, each and every top is important because it marks a very significant event that people have got stuck here
Hmm.
at this point of time. Point and figure charts also give a very objective way of identifying a top. So almost say 90% of the time, the patterns are either 100% pull, bearish, or a bearish broadening with very small columns.
Okay.
The next comes, what are the important tops that you should consider?
Okay. So,
Ideally,
Parag, just to interrupt, can you quickly pull up your trade point and probably show an example of a 100% poll so that people who are not used to point and figure, they'll get some idea about what is a 100% poll? Is it possible? Do you have access to the software, or we can just continue?
yeah, I have. I'll be covering it in the example. You want me to show
Acha,
it right now?
Go on. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, coming back to the point that what are the important tops that you should consider? So, empirical evidence or backtesting suggested that there are 4 to 5 different types of tops that you should consider. The more frequently the more frequent encounters will be 1-year tops, which you can correlate with a 52-week high,
Yeah.
a 2-year top, a 3-year top, a 5-year top.
Okay.
And a 10-year top is a very rare occurring phenomena, but it has occurred.
Hmm.
The 10-year tops also signify a very important change, as you all know that our markets are also cyclical. The markets move in cycles. So there are, if you get a sector or a stock coming out of a 10-year top, then probably you are in for a very, very big change in that stock or that sector. And that is where your fundamental studies also come into account, and that is that we won't dwell into more of the fundamental aspect. Let us stick to the technical aspect of it. So it's just the notion that there is a very, very big underlying change that you can see when you get a 10-year top breakout.
But off memory, do you have any candidates where 10-year breakout has happened in the last 1 or 2 years?
Sugar.
Okay.
All sugar
Even
stocks.
maybe something like Wipro, etc. Maybe in the last 1 or 2 years or 3 years. Will that qualify?
Yes, why not? Wipro, all sugar stocks.
Yeah.
Then you had reality sector.
Okay. Maybe Reliance few years ago.
Yeah, because for a very, very long time, for at least, if I remember, from at least 9 years, Reliance did nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's right.
nothing.
Yeah.
And once it gave a breakout, I think it was within a span of 3-4 months, people made 2x amount of money in Reliance. Imagine making a 2x money in a large cap
In a
stock.
large cap. Yeah, absolutely. And index heavyweight. Yep.
So that is what the multi-top breakout is.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
So here is a breakout, is an example of a multi-year breakout. Now we'll see a few examples. So when you're talking about a 100% pole, this is a 100%
Okay.
pole.
Yeah.
Is the cursor visible?
Yeah. It's visible. Go ahead.
So what we have here is an anchor. Yeah, it is an anchor column. It is a follow through to the anchor column suggesting good bullish momentum.
Right.
But this entire swing is engulfed.
So basically,
And this is
you
when
have
you
a
have a top.
reasonably long column of X, and that long column of X is totally engulfed by the next column of O. That is roughly,
Yes.
we can call that as a 100% pole, isn't it? Bearish 100% pole.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got
Yes.
it. So it's sort of a bearish engulfing, basically.
Yes, it is a bearish engulfing, but keep in mind that this is at a higher box value. I am looking at a 1% box value.
So we are looking at a maybe a equivalent of a monthly chart or something. If you want to equate it to candlesticks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So you can see a person who is stuck here, or probably who has bought here at the follow through,
Right.
say at 320,
Huh.
and he has not exited.
Okay.
You can see his dilemma of waiting for this entire rate to come for a period of 5 years.
Correct.
Now 5 years when he entered here and the stock is here, there is again a sense of feeling that let it go a little bit up and I will sell it because I have waited for 5 years and the stock has done nothing.
Yeah.
So he will again wait for a follow through at this level.
Okay.
Again there is no follow through.
Right.
Then again there is a rally in the next 2 years. This time what happens is here is a concrete exit. The investor is fed up of his investment. For a period of 7 years, this stock has done nothing and I am going to exit.
Okay.
Here we have a breakout of a multi-top.
Correct.
So this 2010, 15, 17, we have a breakout here. We also have a follow through which gives us an trade.
Correct.
But what happens is we are also trapped here.
Right.
Now this stock has become the curse of the market.
Yeah.
No matter how much ever you convince the other person you buy SBI over here, he is not going to purchase. And this is exactly the psychology by which the market behaves.
So if we were to trade this breakout on a follow through at 2019, basically we will be exiting when the price pulls back into that trading range. Is that the exit criteria, or otherwise we will also fall in the same gang, isn't it? where
Yes,
we will
yes.
be cursing SBI.
Yeah. So I am not talking about objective traders or who have done Pathshala, because these guys are a smart lot, and you know when to buckle up your losses and stay on the sidelines.
Okay,
I am
but
just
that will
talking
be a
about a
valid
normal
exit and
average
the stop
investor.
loss getting triggered, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay,
We
got
will
it,
talk
got it.
about different methods of stop losses also
Right,
coming forward.
right.
Okay, so now when SBI has given this breakout, what does it suggest? It suggests that after a decadal breakout, after a decade of doing nothing, this stock has again given a breakout.
Okay,
So something on the fundamental side is changing very, very drastically, which
yeah.
we are not aware of.
Hmm.
Obviously, that will unfold in the years to come, but this stock I can say is one of the outperformers for the rally which will follow.
Okay, that's
Now
interesting.
moving on to the next example, this is also a top here.
Right, right.
This is a top here where we have a bearish broadening kind of a pattern.
Okay.
We also have a bearish bear trap here.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a qualified top. You can see here after 2015, this would be probably 2016 or 17, where the
Right,
prices came here at almost at the verge of this price, but never
right,
gave a follow through.
right,
Then again in 2018, prices tested the same levels,
right.
but again there was a bear trap. This is a very big bear trap.
And this is also 100% pole, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
this
same
is sorry,
example
the
that
bull
you
trap.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a very big bull trap. And in the year 2021, at 90 levels,
Okay.
this stock gives you a breakout above a multi-top, multi-year
Hmm.
top. And
Hmm.
you have a very, very affordable stop loss.
Right.
And I have just captured this entire chart to show how far and how steep this rally was.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, in a span of 6 months, this is an actual trade that we recommended to our clients. In
Wow.
a span
Okay.
of 6 to 8 months, client
Hmm.
made 3 times the money.
Okay. So what box size is this, Parag?
This is 1%.
Oh, acha. So this is the box size is different in this example, right? In the previous one, you were using 3%, isn't it?
No, it was in the previous one also, it was 1%.
Is that so?
Yes, yes.
Oh, acha. Okay. 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 My bad. Got it. Okay.
So this
So
is an example.
is there anything to suggest that is there can we get any clue from the price action that okay the next potential breakout could be something like JSW Energy or SBI, because in SBI the breakout and the subsequent move has been relatively muted, isn't it, after that
Yes.
multi-year breakout, but in JSW it was like a blast. So can we get some qualitative inputs from price action or something else to suggest that okay this could be a big winner and something else may not be, or is it that you just have to play the game of probabilities?
So I have been practicing this pattern for almost a year and a half now.
Okay.
And my experience says that a large cap stock will give you a steady move. It will not give
Okay.
you a big spurt,
Okay.
because the equity and the participation in the large cap stock is much higher.
Right.
A mid cap stock will give you
Huh.
a very big spurt in a very short time,
Right.
because the participation is less.
Hmm.
I can lay a bet that when JSW Energy gave a breakout,
Hmm.
there would be so many people who would be just ignorant of the fact that they don't want to look at JSW Energy because of the
Right.
parentage, because of the sector, or many other
Correct.
reasons.
Correct. Yeah.
So the lesser the number of participation, the bigger the spurt and the faster the money you will make.
Right.
Now this breakout, this strategy is not only applicable to stocks, but it is also applicable to sectors.
Okay.
Now let us look at the realty sector. Now this is a 1% realty Nifty realty chart.
Okay.
you can see in 2011, say from 2011 to 2021, the sector has delivered nothing. It was a
Right.
no-goner anyway.
Right. Right.
So just because to make this chart very clear, I had to just decompress this chart. But if you compress it, this sector, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the best performers from a period of 2006 to 2008.
Right. Right. Your DLFs of the
This
world were
sector
flying.
was a champion.
Yeah.
It was the darling of the market. And since 2008, probably this was the period of 2008, I will have to check. Since 2008, this stock never ever gave a positive return.
Right.
There were traps all around. See, look at
Right.
look at the traps also. They were very big traps. And for instance, look at this 2020. Of course, this was the COVID fall.
Yeah. COVID fall. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the traps and the drawdowns that you will face from
Hmm.
350 to
Yeah.
200.
Right.
So if the sector is facing such a huge drawdown, imagine the drawdown and the carnage in the stocks.
Right. So this is Nifty Realty Index, right? This is the chart of the
Yes, this
Realty
is the
Index.
Nifty Realty Index.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
And now this index has given a breakout above this entire decadal top line.
Right.
So it gives me a sense that something is really cooking in the realty space, which is going to outperform for some point of time, at least.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I can give this reality space a 20% breather. Say, for
Yeah.
example, till this anchor column is not breached, you can say that realty will be a consistent outperformer in the market.
Okay.
This is a sectoral view. This is how you can look at a sector also. Now, it is not only in terms of a sectoral analysis or a stock analysis, you can also do this on a ratio chart. Now, this is a ratio chart of Nifty IT to Nifty 50.
Okay.
I have taken a 0.5% box size because it is a ratio chart.
Right.
And if you see here, this was a 2015, this was 2016, this was 2018, 19, and 20.
Right.
The IT index was perpetually doing nothing. It was at 2015 levels in terms of relative performance to the Nifty.
Okay.
But look at after you have this breakout.
Right.
It had a similar kind of a pattern here where we had three swing breakouts, three swing
Right.
tops
This
here.
is more recent, isn't it? This
Yes,
breakout that you're talking about should be maybe a month old, not even that. Maybe 2-3 weeks
yes,
old.
yes. So here we were a bit skeptical.
Okay.
But again, this sector showed promise and it gave a breakout above the all-time. And now, no, this is no news that IT is the best performing sector as of now,
Right.
as of today itself.
Right. Right. But Parag, let me ask you something. Now IT has given a very clear breakout at two levels, right? A multi-year breakout and a more short-term breakout also. And obviously,
Correct.
if you take a look at the IT index and IT stocks, someone might get a feeling that it is already run up a lot. It is sort of getting into overbought territory. Are those things that you consider, or do you give more weightage to this multi-year breakout, and would you expect this momentum to continue? How would you balance the two? Basically, I'm just trying to understand.
Okay. So I will answer your question in two parts. So if you are a medium-term trader or a long-term trader, what you will take, the key takeaway for you is that this sector is a rank outperformer. Obviously, there will be bouts of overboughts and oversold levels. But what you have to see is that you don't miss out an opportunity to make money in this sector.
Okay.
So you will, As a trader, you have to trade each and every breakout that this sector gives you, because you know that the sector can be overbought for a very long time.
Yeah.
And even if you have a drawdown, or say probably a pullback, or you have a high pole over here, and then you have a column reversal,
Right.
that again, it's that also signifies that the change in trend is not yet over. Also, what you have to take away from this is that this multi-top breakout or a multi-year top breakout does not vanish in a year or two.
Okay. Okay.
So this trend will stay for a very long time.
Got it. Yeah.
So having looked at the multi-top breakout, we now take a digression towards a consolidation breakout strategy.
Okay.
Now, what exactly is a consolidation breakout strategy? A consolidation breakout strategy, the essence is that you look at a stock or a sector which has been in a trading range for quite some time. Now, multi-year top breakout strategy itself suggests that it's a long-term strategy. This consolidation breakout strategy can be a short-term strategy also, and could be a long-term strategy also. I will show you examples where the consolidation is as long as 10-15 years.
Yeah.
And the bigger the consolidation, the higher the explosive move that you can see. And as I had told previously, consolidation breakouts could also result in a multi-top breakout. We will get a better idea when we look at examples. But
Okay.
before that, it is important to analyze the psychology behind why a consolidation breakout is there. So consolidation breakout is there because prices went under a consolidation. Now, why prices go into a consolidation is also a thought, a food for thought. So because I am of the school of thought that you can trade a pattern, but if you understand the psychology behind the pattern, the conviction in the pattern will grow leaps and bounds.
Right.
So first and the foremost thing why prices undergo consolidation is that smart money is out of the stock. So we are talking about a consolidation after a very steep rally.
Okay.
When smart money is out of the stock.
Okay.
And by smart money, I mean really smart money wherein strategic investors or FIIs or DIIs. So they do.
Why do you say they'll be out of the stock? What is the reasoning behind that?
Yeah. So what happens is they are basically growth chasers.
Okay.
So when they feel that the growth is no more there, or probably it is not going to be there for a next couple of years, these players tend to pull out a lot of money or a lot of their holdings out of the stock.
Okay.
Okay. The second reason why stocks undergo consolidation is because the stock gets too crowded. It becomes a consensus trade. Like, for example, SBI and ITC both broke out from same levels at 200. SBI went to 400, ITC is still there. So because it became a very popular trade or a consensus trade, probably ITC did not give the kind of a spurt that it needed to. Now there's a third reason why prices undergo consolidation, and this is when the stock has been through a correction, is when the smart money enters the stock. When the smart money is entering the stock, you will see the stock do nothing. until and unless their entire quota is over, you will not see the stock breaking out of that range.
Okay.
And the last aspect is there is some fundamental change in the business of the company or the sector itself. Now, I will show you a stock where there was a fundamental change in the business and the stock tripled.
Oh, okay.
So again, the consolidation, the psychology behind the consolidation is there is an indecisiveness between the bulls and the bears. They are constantly fighting.
Okay.
So there is a range.
Yeah.
Also, when you trade in the range, a trader will experience drawdown, an investor will experience a lack of return. So both are frustrated. And they both exit or enter. The third criteria is that what I had highlighted earlier is that smart money is either entering or exited the stock. Now, when you have a breakout, it is when an either party or a bull or a bear has won the fight with a decisive outcome. That is when you have a breakout of a consolidation. And that is what you have to watch out for. I will give you examples where bulls have won. I will give you examples where bears have also won. So this is an example of a consolidation breakout strategy. Now, you may call it consolidation breakout, but I call it KK special. And my scanner is also named after you because
wow.
this idea was developed or probably cultured in one of the Friday webinars that I was attending.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So for me, it will always be a KK Search special breakout strategy. I am just presenting it to you as a consolidation breakout. Now this is the same chart of SBI on a lower time frame. I am giving this example on a purpose because this is where SBI broke out and it was a failed breakout. But after a consolidation of at least 5 months, so you can see here the bulls and the bears are fighting it out. Bulls have won, but again the bears have bounced back. And this is
Right.
another consolidation zone from
Okay.
200 to from 200 to 170. This is a smaller consolidation zone. Now again you can see double broadening pattern here: buy, sell, buy, sell, buy.
Right.
This itself is an indication that there is indecisiveness again.
Right.
And here you have a clear outcome.
And there is also that big, what shall I say, bullish 100% pole there, isn't it? The opposite of what we saw at tops. When the breakout
Yes.
happened via that anchor column, that is also sort of a engulfing, bullish engulfing column, isn't it?
Yes, yes. But we were not here in a trade because there was no follow through.
Got it.
I will talk about the rules in the coming slides. But
Okay.
yeah, so here there was no trade because there was
Fine.
no follow through. And
So
here
by
there is
follow
a
through, you
trade.
mean, just to clarify, by follow through, you mean after the breakout, you need a fresh swing breakout or a buy signal in a point and figure chart, right? Is it, that's
Yes.
what you mean, right? Okay.
Yes, yes. It could be as simple as an anchor column follow through or any other pattern associated with anchor column, such as
Got
a
it.
super pattern or an ABC or something like that. But it has to have a follow through buy.
Okay.
Okay, so now we move on to the next example. Now this is again ITC. Both gave a breakout at the same time. In fact, ITC gave a breakout earlier than SBI.
Right.
But again, as you see, this is again now a consensus trade and it has again started consolidating. So the moment the day ITC crosses 220, my head's up.
Right.
So this was on the bull side. Now we look at a slightly longer term perspective of how consolidation breakouts can also be multi-year tops.
Okay.
Now this is the chart of HCL Tech on a 1% time frame. So we saw a very steep rally in HCL Tech which lasted for at least 4 years.
Right.
And then look at what happened to the stock. It went into a consolidation.
Okay.
This consolidation lasted for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is what I am talking about when smart money is exiting the stock
Okay.
because of lack of growth or whatever reasons that they may have. Here, smart money has exited the stock, is what I can tell.
Okay.
Now, after 6 long years, this stock is again breaking out of hibernation. A simple double top buy at 700 resulted in this rally, and I think today you are already sitting at a 40-50% gain.
But
More than that.
Parag, this breakout that happened after the 2018 top in that circle, there was again
Yes.
In 2018.
Yes, you're talking about this, right?
Would you not be taking a long trade there because there was a breakout about 2015
Yes.
top?
Yes, this was also a multi-year breakout, but what you can see here, there was no follow-through.
No, I'm talking about the circle, the middle circle, the area.
This one?
Yeah, somewhere over there. Yeah.
But there is no follow-through here, sir.
Oh, okay, got it. Perfect.
There is no follow-through.
Right.
Also over here, you can say that, there is a small follow-through here.
Right. Yes.
Here there is a follow-through. But
Correct.
our trading rules did not permit me. I will come to the trading rules
Oh,
later when I come to the
Perfect.
next slide.
I
So we were
think I'm
saved
jumping
here
the gun.
also.
Okay.
So we were saved here, we were saved here also. But this trade was a perfect setup.
Okay.
Now this is an example where I was telling you that there is a fundamental change in the business. This is the stock of this is a chart of Morpen Lab at a 3% time frame.
Okay.
Now, since 2002, this stock is trading in this range.
Yeah.
Okay, we had testing of this range in 2015. We also had a breakout here. Now, this is an anchor column. There is a follow through, but it is a failed breakout because we have immediately there is a double bottom sell.
Right.
So in 2018, we entered this stock but exited again.
Fine.
Now in 2020, okay, this stock gives an anchor column breakout here. So this stock is coming out of a 19-year consolidation. Can we imagine a stock from a 19-year consolidation?
Yeah, interesting.
And the product that this stock makes is simple, pesticides and insecticide.
Okay.
So this suggests that there is a fundamental change in the business, and the stock is likely to go higher until and unless it gives me a close below 50.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the risk is, so even if I have bought here at 70, for me the risk is only 20 rupees.
Okay. But what is
And
the sanctity of that 50 rupees level?
Sorry?
What is the sanctity of that 50 rupees level that you say is your make or break level? Is there any logic associated?
It is the double bottom sell of this level.
Oh, acha, got it. Oh, okay. So that's the low of that swing point, the column of O that is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So
will
now
not
we move on.
slightly bigger there, Parag. In this case, a 70 entry at 70 and putting a stop loss at 50 in percentage terms, will not the risk be slightly on the higher side, or is it warranted for a mid cap stock given the potential? How do you view it?
See, firstly, you have to keep in mind that this stock is coming out of a 19-year consolidation. So it is obvious that the stop loss, you can afford to take a deeper stop loss in this case. Secondly, this is not even a mid cap stock. This is a micro cap stock.
Correct.
So even if in percentage terms you are allocating a 10% or a 15% risk to a mid cap, you have to allocate a certain bigger proportion of risk to a small cap or a micro cap.
Got it.
And this stock warrants, because the volatility in the stock itself is such high. If you go with a tighter stop loss, you will be kicked out of the trade.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so now I have shown you ample examples that have worked in our favor. Now let us see some of the examples that have not worked in our favor.
Right.
Because KK sir is the moderator and he has a very unique and a special ability to puncture the excitement. So I don't want to break that rule. And let us not think that we have achieved a holy grail in his language.
Right.
You're bound to get failures, and this is a stock where we failed miserably twice. Not ashamed to say twice.
Which stock is this?
So this is SIS.
Okay.
Security Systems.
Right.
Now this is a 1% chart.
Okay.
This was the fall in the corona pandemic.
Okay.
It did a base building from February to December. This was an anchor column. We had a follow through.
Right.
Turned out to be a trap.
Right.
So we exited somewhere here. Okay. Now we again had an anchor column. We again had a follow through, and we again were trapped out.
Right.
Now I reiterate myself, I will not be afraid to put in my money for the third time in this stock.
Okay.
Because that is the objectivity that I have learned here at DefineEdge. You don't trade the stock, you trade the setup.
Right.
The moment you start trading the stock, you are getting emotionally involved with something else.
Right.
And since we practice noiseless charts, it is better to be emotionless.
Yeah.
So let us look at how to scan for multi-top or consolidation breakouts.
Yeah.
Now I call this as a BVM special, which is the Brahma Vishnu Mahesh special. We have three gurus here at DefineEdge: Prashant sir, Raju Ranjan sir, and KK sir himself. And I have taken bits and pieces from each and every guru to develop this entire strategy. So the first step is to scan for outperformers over the benchmark. You decide the benchmark, whatever you want to take, and you scan for outperformers. Now this idea of scanning the outperformers was taken from Prashant sir, because he is a very, very firm believer in relative strength. And it was from his webinars that I developed a custom scanner for outperforming stocks. It basically revolves around anchor column, nothing else.
Okay.
Nothing else. Now, the second thing that you should look out for once you have the outperformers is that you will have to, take a cue from Raju Ranjan sir's the tuck special that he uses. And also, I just failed to mention 45-degree trend line breakouts.
Right.
Now, the problem here with multi-year consolidation breakouts and consolidation breakouts is that there is no objective scanner which can identify a particular setup, because it is based on a very big time frame. So you can narrow down your search, but you will have to use this tuk scanner.
So
You
tuk-tuk
will
is
have to
basically to
manually,
visually quickly scan through multiple charts, right? You just
exactly,
keep
you will
toggling
have to
between
visually
multiple
scan
charts and
for these breakouts.
visually look for candidates, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Now the third scanner from which you can scan potential candidates is the pattern counter. Now this, I have taken a cues from what KK sir has taught us about pattern counter, and I can say that he's a real big fan of pattern counter. So what you can do is you can scan outperformers. When you get that outperformers, you can put that on a pattern counter scanner, and on a 1% box size, you just have to scan the candidates which are in the range of 0 to 20.
Yeah.
So basically, you will get a set of candidates that are there in the range of 0 to 20, and those are likely to be your potential candidates for multi-top or consolidation breakouts.
Right.
Now, before the pattern counter was introduced, I used to look at Exozone, where potential candidates were close to the average line, but with majority of X's. So the Exozone was in the green, but close to the average line.
So Exozone is nothing but you look at last maybe 20 columns of the point and figure chart and find the difference between total number of X boxes in the column of X minus the total number of boxes in the column of O, right? So if it is a
Correct.
positive number, it means there are more X or bullish prints and vice versa, right?
Yes. So if you run this, when you see this on a 1% or a 3% box size, a 20 column is not essentially a 20 column, but you are looking at a very big period.
Correct.
Correct. Now, similarly, for trading multi-top or scanning multi-top patterns, you can always scan for a 52-week high or a 3-year high. You can use Darvas, you can use Donchain channel.
Yes.
Okay, so these are all potential ideas that you can scan multi-tops and consolidation breakouts.
Okay. So when you're talking about scanning for outperformers, you said that you will be using an anchor column scanner, isn't it?
Yes.
So is that the only pattern that you scan for in the RS scanner, meaning you're looking for candidates where an anchor column is formed? Anchor column as in a long column of X.
Yeah, but that is not the only criteria. It revolves around anchor column. So I have made my own scanner based on anchor column. The premise is anchor column.
Okay.
Okay, and also I would like to tell one more thing, that when you scan for multi-top consolidation breakouts or and consolidation breakouts, scan the outperformers on a RS chart of 0.5% box size, because you're looking at a slightly bigger perspective.
Okay.
A 0.25 is a very short-term relative performance where it can fade out also easily. Right? For example, now if you run candidates, the Nifty has potentially run up, but there was particularly no action in the stocks. So you will not get candidates that often.
Right.
So if you are scanning on a 0.5%, the chances of whipsaws decrease.
So Parag, do you also take efforts to calculate likely targets? Because normally when there is a big consolidation, you mentioned that longer the consolidation, bigger the breakout. Do you use horizontal count, etc., which is available in point and figure to project likely targets? Because you are dealing with clients, so probably your user audience might be interested in targets. Do you do that exercise, or do you just give the entry and the stop loss level and stop there?
It is only for clients that we suggest targets.
Okay.
For trading and investing purpose, I like to be in the trend until there is a trend.
Okay.
I don't want to preempt anything, because having been in the markets for so long, one thing I have realized is that when you give a target to a particular person, he gets anchored to that target.
Right.
So for example, if I give you a target of 200, you will not exit at 190 if I tell you to.
Yeah,
You will always say, "Arey, 10 rupiya hi to hai." You will play that 10 rupees. And in
right,
that process, you will end up exiting at either 170 or 165.
correct.
Or probably you will end up selling at 200 and the stock will be at 400. You don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, I'll just give you one example. I had bought alkyl amines. I never knew what the stock was doing.
Right.
I had bought it at a ridiculous price of 350 rupees.
Wow. Okay.
Today it is trading at 4,500 rupees after a stock split.
Hmm. Oh my God. Okay. Right.
So if probably I would have kept a target, I would have been exited from the stock long back.
Okay. But how did you identify that stock, Parag? Meaning, was it based on one of the strategies that we discussed today, or was it based on something else?
It was a multi-year top breakout.
Oh, okay. 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 Let us go through your rules that you have in this slide, Parag.
Yeah. So the first rule of trading the multi-top breakouts is that most of the time they are achieved through anchor column.
Okay.
Almost 100% of the multi-top breakouts will be a resultant of a anchor column. Now for trading, you have to trade the follow through of the anchor column.
Right.
That is the first rule. That is the entry.
Right.
The primary stop loss is a high pole if the follow through is at a bigger level, or a double bottom sell.
Okay.
I usually use a double bottom sell because my horizon is slightly longer term.
Right.
I have purposefully put high pole because then again the question is that for a short term trader, is it okay if we exit at a high pole?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
But again, having traded for so many years, I also put another stop loss. Like for example, all high poles are not exits. I am a strong believer that until and unless you see a relative underperformance, the high pole has no meaning.
Okay.
The high pole could be probably because there is a disparity index. It has moved very far from the moving average and it has just come to it's just a mean reversion and again the trend will continue. You can have that sort of bouts as well. That does not
Hmm.
mean that you have to exit. It is
Right.
only when on the RS chart there is a high pole or a double bottom sell on a
Hmm.
0.5% box size is when you take the high pole seriously.
Okay.
Because that gives you a much better chance of being in a trade and not getting whipsawed
Got it.
because of a high pole.
Okay.
A high pole is nothing but a 50% retracement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct, 50% or more probably.
Yes.
But if it is more than 50% retracement and you have underperformance on the ratio chart, okay, it is a clear cut exit sign.
Okay.
And if you don't have an underperformance on the ratio chart, then just be in the stock. That means
Okay.
that you are with an outperformer, but it's just that it is just a mean reversion time for the stock.
Right. But can we use this strategy for intraday or extreme short-term trading? Meaning, obviously, you cannot use multi-year breakout there. It doesn't make sense. But the range breakout, is it as effective if you spot maybe a range breakout in a smaller time frame? Someone who is doing intraday stock futures or swing trading in stock futures, is it as effective?
Yes, it is. I will show you examples. I have examples. I have recent examples to show you that.
The approach will that be similar in terms of entry and exit?
The approach is similar. The only thing that will change is the box size.
Okay. So what do you recommend there?
You have to
Do you have
scan
any
candidates
example?
at 0.25% or 0.5%. Instead of
Okay.
scanning candidates at 1%, just scan for a lower box size, 0.25 or 0.5.
Do
I'll
you
show you
have any
examples.
such
I have. This is a recent example. when we are talking about this thing. This is a very recent example of a consolidation breakout.
Wow, this is HDFC.
Yes, this is HDFC. Now
Okay.
here you can see all the criterias are being matched. You
Okay.
have an anchor column which is breaking out of the consolidation.
Right.
You have a follow through.
Right.
And also, I forgot to mention, majority of the consolidation breakouts will be from a 45-degree trend line breakout, will also be a 45-degree trend line.
Interesting. Okay. So
You have a
I will give you one example which I traded recently, but that is a little later. So you continue.
okay, sure. So this was a very recent example that we are still in the trade.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now, this is another example of a multi-year top breakout which is yet to fructify.
Right. Right.
There is an anchor column. There is a multi-year top breakout, 2018 top, 2021 top. You have an anchor column. You have a
Right.
retracement, but you don't have
Right.
a follow-through.
Yeah.
A follow-through above 1760, I will be in the trade.
Okay. Interesting.
Also, depending upon the kind of a stop loss that we get.
Right.
This is right now a 1% chart and probably 7-8 columns of O.
So 8-9%
Probably a
kind of
10%
correct.
10% correction, 10% stop loss.
Right.
Now there is another example on the short side.
Okay. Oh, okay. Biocon.
This is very recent. I took this snapshot as recent as 20th of August.
Okay.
And you can
Okay.
see there is a support here. There's a bottom here. There's a swing bottom here.
Right.
There's a swing bottom here as well. And you
Right.
have a breakout anchor column. The anchor column has a follow through.
Right.
And you will be surprised that Biocon went below 335 and it took support at this 45-degree trend line. And
Okay.
yesterday it was in the column of X. Today I think it will be in the column of O
Okay.
as
Okay.
we speak.
Right.
So this is a consolidation of 7 months.
Right.
So you can use this in the shorter term time frame as well. Now this is a 0.25% box size.
Right. So, but does this strategy of yours, is it sort of overlapping with Wyckoff accumulation, redistribution, and distribution, that kind of pattern? Is there any? Are you aware of that, or you are not too clued on to Wyckoff theory?
No, I haven't read about it.
Okay, no problem. To my knowledge, I have done a little bit of study on Wyckoff. The
Okay.
HCL Tech example that you gave, and probably this Biocon example, HCL Tech probably will be a classic case of a reaccumulation, wherein you have a rally and then the price gets into a consolidation and then a breakout on the upside. So that is something like a reaccumulation, and this could Biocon could be a case of a distribution. Okay, that is just as an aside. No issues. Carry on.
Okay. So now we move on to the end, wherein
Okay.
again, I would just like to summarize everything because as Prashant sir always tells, it is about the trader and it is not about the setup.
Right.
I can also share my scanner with you willingly, but I cannot share my conviction.
Yeah.
And I would like to draw your attention. I would just like to give you an example of why Sachin Tendulkar is so great. Is because in 2004, I distinctly remember 2004 India Australia series. Sachin Tendulkar got out in single digits for the first 3 test matches. He was caught on the front foot. He was getting caught behind. He was caught on the covers, and he was LBW. So these were the 3 dismissals. And in the 4th test, this guy comes out with a mindset of not hitting a single ball on the offside.
Okay.
And he went on to make 241 not out.
Wow.
He batted for 2 days,
Hmm.
scored 241 not out,
Hmm.
never played a shot on the offside until he crossed 120.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that discipline, do you have it in you? Is the question that you'll have to answer.
Right.
I mean, we all have seen drawdowns, but how do we handle them is the question.
So is there any
And another
ballpark
excerpt.
success rate of this strategy, Paraga? Do you have any stats to share? Meaning, based on the examples or the observations that you have done over the last 1 or 2 years since you have been practicing this,
Hmm.
out of maybe say X number of breakouts, how many of them ended up being successful breakouts and how many of them hit your stop loss? Do you have any such statistic?
It's a 60-40 ratio.
Okay, that is good enough. And roughly, what will be the risk reward? That will be obscenely high, isn't it?
Yes. The chances of catching multi-baggers is extremely high, but the problem is, are you in for a longer term trade? Are you in
Right,
for a bigger trade?
right.
Like just the example of alkyl amines that I shared with you. It is only
Right.
today, I know that this company is into amines and it's a quasi pharma setup.
Okay. But,
But
but can you
believe me,
show the chart, Parag? Just out of curiosity, I'm just eager to see what made you. Okay, well, you complete the presentation and then fine, fine. Go
I've
ahead, go
opened
ahead.
TradePoint. I'll show you the chart.
Yeah, just putting theory to practice.
I'll have to show you a very bigger term chart. I mean, I don't think it will be there on the short term.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just trying to understand what made you identify the stock and what made you enter.
So here, uh, which was this? This is 2012.
Okay.
So probably here yeah, this was 2013. So I entered the stock somewhere about here.
Which year was that?
2014.
Wow. Okay. So you're sitting on that stock for 7 years, is it?
Yes, I have been sitting
Oh,
on the stock for 7 years, and
wow, man.
this price is adjusted for stock split. So that is the reason you are seeing 135.
Hmm.
But at that point of time, it was at around 350 or 400 probably.
Okay.
And you can see that this is the minor dip that I saw during the Corona pandemic.
Correct.
Only this whipsaw.
Okay.
And over here, I'll just yeah, over here we had a double bottom sell,
Right.
but on the RS chart there was no signal of a double bottom sell.
Okay.
So I was saved here.
Right.
The exit was saved here, and I was there in the stock. Unfortunately, till today I am here in the stock.
But Parag, when you took the entry, probably you were not introduced to point and figure, isn't it? I think so, right?
No.
On what basis did you identify and get into this stock? I'm just curious to understand that.
Then let us go on to the candlestick chart.
Yeah. Is that entry the strategy similar to what we discussed today? If so, we can go further. Otherwise, we'll just leave it aside. If it is not,
Yeah, it is similar kind of. I'll just share that thing.
okay.
Oh, it is not happening
Yeah,
here.
yeah, forget it. You have to get to log scale, I think. So in arithmetic scale, this will be difficult to figure out. No worries, yeah,
Yeah,
no
I
worries.
guess. I'll say, share the chart if you want.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Just for the viewers' sake or the attendees' sake, I was just curious to have a look at that. That's fine.
I will share that chart. I will share that chart if I yeah.
Yeah,
Also, another example before we end the presentation, why I
yeah,
think that in the war of Mahabharata,
right.
Arjun was so great. I'll tell you what happened, what exactly the knowledge that I have. I'm just sharing that with you.
Yeah.
So Arjun had Krishna as his mentor,
Right.
and it is very surprising that he killed only 2 people in the entire war.
Hmm.
He killed only Karna,
Hmm.
and he, to avenge Abhimanyu's death, he killed his killer.
Right.
So he did not kill Bhishma Pitama, he only injured him.
Right.
Whereas Bhim, on the other hand, went on to kill 100 Kauravas.
Hmm.
He had that single objective in mind, that this is my enemy and I have to kill him.
Hmm.
Arjun, on the other hand, had second thoughts despite having Krishna as his mentor.
Okay. So what are you? What is
So
the
it is,
message here?
yeah. So it's all about the trader's mentality, and it's all about the mind games. As to, Prashant sir can or probably you can teach us a setup or probably give us a platter, but to add value to that platter is upon us,
Wonderful.
how you
Okay.
develop it, and it's all about the conviction at the end.
Right. Right. That's very interesting, Parag, and I'm so very happy that you have observed the concepts that we taught you, and you have taken it to the next level and made it your own. We always
Thank you very
love to
much, sir.
see those people. It's so very interesting and very nicely done presentation, Parag.
Thank
So
you very much.
so you have shared your contact details. So if any of the attendees have any questions, I hope they can reach you in email and get their doubts sorted out, I presume, right?
Yes. Happy
Okay,
to help anytime.
that's wonderful here. Thanks a lot,
If
Parag.
you have
Thanks
any
a lot.
other questions, you were supposed to share a stock with me, sir.
Okay, so there are a couple of trades in the same genre that I took, and those were Britannia and Kajaria Ceramics. So
Yeah, it
the
will
same
be because
concept.
I have named the scanner after you. That is a PK special, and it
Just
has to be
let us do a shameless plug here. The KK sir that you mentioned in the course of the presentation is yours truly. So,
that.
so, so
So,
those are
so
the two stocks.
just for the info, Kajaria Ceramics, I have entered Kajaria Ceramics today for the second time.
Oh, okay, interesting, nice, wonderful, yeah, wonderful. So let's just wrap it up here. Nice, Parag. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Okay.